Hey folks, I just wanted to give you a retro vintage review here of the GPX MT863S, which is a media player. I'll explain the tape there in a moment, but first, just a quick look at this device. Let's get it up and running. By the way, the screen on this thing is terrible. It barely registers anything. It's like really reflective. Whoops, I turned it off by accident. It's reflective, and you can't really see anything outside. You can see how dim it is. I'm just trying to get this thing started up. There it is. You can barely see it. And by the way, there's no way to change the contrast on the setting or the brightness. It's just that terrible. But most of the time it'll be in your pocket. You're not gonna just, really look at the screen, and you'll see why. So we have music. So this is the music player. It's a touch screen. There's the music player. You can see it's got some pretty terrible refresh rate there of the equalizer, band graphic display. Video is absolutely useless. It only supports AMV video files, and they're pretty terrible. The recorder lets you record mono from the microphone input. There is an FM radio built in, which picks up the antenna, I believe, off of the wired earbuds that you plug into your headphones. The stopwatch here. Okay, you can start, stop, reset. There we go. Let's get back to the menu. There's a photo display thing here. It's really terrible. Right now it's inside a folder with an album cover, so you can see how slow it actually displays each picture. I mean, and you see how poor the quality of the image is there. Very pixelated and slow. You can see it running again here. If I press it again, I think it'll do it. Cover. Let's try again. Come on. There. You're not going to be browsing photos with this thing. It'll take you, literally forever. Okay. And what else is here? We have, this is just a file browser, not an internet browser. It just lets you go through the folders and find stuff if you want to quickly play them. Okay. And by the way, you can plug this in straight with the USB at the bottom here. Into the computer, you'll see a folder. It'll load up as a drive, and you can just drag and drop stuff. It happens to have 8 gig space on this thing, which is plenty for a lot of MP3s. You can see here, the LCD set is just the backlight, the timer. It doesn't actually change the display at all. Language, power off, player information, and here, player information. You can see 2013 and 8 gigs roughly. You can have an external card in here. The external card is plugged in right over there, and I'll explain what's happening to the back of this thing in a moment, but there's the slot there for micro SD. Okay, here, let's get out of here. All right, now I'm just gonna load up something on my other phone here to show you. So this thing was basically dead on arrival. I could plug it in through the USB at the bottom. It would power up the minute, and it would show a full battery, but the minute I unplugged it, it would turn off. This is just the backlight, okay? The minute I would unplug it, it would completely shut off. And after I opened it up, by peeling away some of this black outline here, you can get underneath with like a spudger, peel it back, and the screen will just bend over this way. And in the back of this case, there's a space for a little lithium-ion battery. And that thing was corroded, it was swollen, and basically not even connected to the board. It was dead. So it just so happened that in the same dust bin of history that I was in, we had a JLabs earbud set. So I don't know if you remember these things from a while back. They were quite good, affordable, and worked well. This is what they looked like. Okay, the JLabs Go Air. There's a few variations, but essentially they would have 2 earbuds, and the case would plug in directly with the USB. It even came with a little cable attached to it like that. See? And the nice thing was, you could drop it into the case, which had a battery inside of it, and what you could charge up. And the earbuds, using those contacts, they would touch these contacts on the case, and it would charge up. So there was batteries not only in the earbuds, but there was a nice little battery at the bottom of the case. And I thought, you know what? The battery in this thing is dead. Could I just borrow or take the battery out of this before I toss it in the garbage and connect it to this guy and see what happens. And so that's exactly what I did. I don't have photos, unfortunately, of my teardown of the JLabs Go Air because I didn't think it would work. But I found some videos and photos online of what the inside of this thing looks like. So there is the case. This happens to be a green one. When you open it up, there's a battery inside, something that looks like that, okay? And it's connected to the board. Okay, that's where it connects right there. See the black and red wires? There's some chips in here, and these go off to the little ports that charge the buds at the top, okay? So that's the battery connected to that. Now the battery does have a small board attached to it. I don't know if you can see this. This says 370 milliamp, but mine happens to be 500. The same voltage as what was inside of here already. And there's a small board inside of here if you can see it very carefully. You do not want to take that out or mess with it. The other battery also had the same thing. It helps to control the voltage to the cell and discharge and charging and everything. So you don't want to take that off and try to hook these things up directly to your board. So all I did was I cut it off of the JLabs Go case there. I took it out. These are just the buds themselves. They have smaller batteries, but the one inside of the actual case that I happen to have was a 500 milliamp hour battery. And what was in here before was a bit smaller and thinner, but it was about 450-ish. Okay, so that's it there. These wires, I couldn't fit this in the case because unfortunately it's too thick. If you can see that, it's almost as thick as the actual case. And remember, it was behind the screen, and the screen takes up a certain amount of space. So there's no way I could sandwich that thing beneath the screen. So all I did was I cut the wires and I hooked it up to this thing, which you can see still has the battery management board attached. And I charged it up, and the battery charged up, and there you can see the indicator. This thing charged up for a few hours, and I've been playing music on this for literally probably 5-6 hours now, using my iPhone wired earphones, and it's still going. Remember, it goes in the pocket, I play, it's loud, really loud. It only has an up and down volume control. That's pretty much all that's there, and a power button. I don't use the menu even. I hit music, I loaded up hours and hours of stuff on here, I play it, and it just plays and plays and plays and plays, and it does not stop. You can see even after hours of playing mixes, I have, 2 bars left. Now, I don't know how accurate that is anymore. If it's a linear drop, do we have the same amount of time left in the battery? I have no idea. But the main thing is it actually worked. It was just a simple drop in. I soldered the 2 black wires directly to the old the black and red wire to the old black and red wire that was on the board. And that's it. And I was able to now make use of this device that was otherwise going to end up in the garbage. Now, these are great because you can just listen to them on the go. They're light, they can throw in a pocket, and they never run out. I have a radio in there too. I don't expect much out of it, but for something that's 11 years old, you can even hook up a little Bluetooth, a small wireless Bluetooth broadcaster. They have those. You just put into the headphone jack. You can tape it to the back, turn it on, play, and you can have it just stream music to any Bluetooth capable system, any Bluetooth speaker system. So, just wanted to show you a little bit about an old MT863S GPX branded media player. Very cheap, old, but still working, and got it renewed just with a simple swap of a similarly old battery out of an unused JLabs earbud case. And now we'll see how long this thing lasts, but so far it's been doing okay. I was surprised that it even worked because the thing had been sitting, like I said, the JLabs also was sitting in the closet for probably 5 years without anybody ever touching it, and maybe longer than that without actually getting charged at all. So I'm surprised that this thing even was able to get charged up in this device and worked incredibly long time. Still got 50% battery according to this, and 4, 5, 6 hours playing nonstop, and it doesn't seem to be letting out. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.